Hey, everybody. It is, I don't know, Wednesday, October 28th. That's what I'm going to go with. We are in the living room with kittens who've decided to come out and explore the living room this morning. That's a rare treat. I mean, it's a rare treat for us. They have the option every day, but today's the first day that they've started to kind of take it. So that's cool. I just got back from the vet where I dropped off Custard for his dental work today. I think he's just getting his teeth cleaned. I don't think he's getting anything pulled, but I'm not entirely sure. I know the vet will do whatever is appropriate for him. And then when we go to pick him up in the afternoon, all of these kids are going to come along and get their first vaccines. I said all these kids and also Tilly. So that's Ari right there, by the way, not Tilly. I know it can be hard to tell them apart. That's Eddie. That's Loganberry. That's Maggie. And that over there, that one's Tilly. Hi, Logan. Hi, Ed. Whoa, hey, Logan. That wasn't Eddie's fault, Tilly. That was Logan's fault. You're attacking the wrong guy. You're attacking the wrong guy. Okay. I like the fact that when she gets upset that she doesn't attack. She just runs in and hisses. That's a very good that's a good behavior. She wants them to know that something's not cool, but she's not there to hurt anybody. That's another reason why Tilly's such a good mom and wonderful. Just gets along great with other cats. So excellent at interacting. Still, just like any cat, sometimes she puts the blame in the wrong place. I think that was pretty squarely Loganberry's fault, and it was just Eddie reacting. Um, and then I've seen her do that before, of course. It happened, I think I told everybody at the time that um, I think what happened was I stepped on her tail in the kitchen, and Ari was there, and she got really. I mean, it was in a split second. I stepped on her tail. I was immediately like, oh my gosh. And then she turned around and saw Ari and chased him out of the room, thinking he had attacked her somehow. But again, it was one of those things where nobody was hurt one way or the other, either Ari or her. But she put the blame in the wrong spot again. Still, all that aside, she is the sweetest mom cat I have ever known and would get along great with all kinds of cats. And on that note, we will be opening the applications for her and for her kittens soon. I've been saying that I would open them today around the time that we came back from the vet, but I'm gonna actually do it when I publish their next photo shoot, which I'm hoping to do this morning. I mean, I'm actually hoping to take the photos this morning, and then I may get them all developed today, or it may take me a day or two. But when those go up on the website, that's when I will also activate the link to the application. And again, let me remind you that it's not a race. You don't have to, sit on the application link and get in the application the minute that it goes live because of all the things that factor into the adoption process. The order in which the applications were received, not one of those things. I know Dawes looks at things like, do you seem like a good pet owner? Are you going to adopt more than one kitten together, or Tilly and a kitten, a mom cat with the kitten? Or they look at things these days. They look at how local you are. Normally, in the past, that's not a consideration, and in the future, I don't think it will be a consideration. But in the present, it is. It is what it is. And when I say local, I don't mean that you live in town. I mean that you can get here in a 4 or 5 hour drive. So that leaves a big piece of the entire East Coast, I guess. So my point being, those applications will go live, and when they do, you don't have to rush to get in an app for these kittens. That is, our website is kitten.academy, like Will says there in the chat. Kitten.academy. There's no comms, there's no W's. Mary, no, that's a good question. Do you have a chance of being an adopter if you are in Indiana? So you do. And I would say if you really want to maximize your chance of having an application from Indiana, get a good consideration. Again, I got to be clear. I don't process the applications. I don't see the applications. They go to DAWS, the Danbury Animal Welfare Society. But if you really wanted the best chance and you were someone that had to come from, say, Indiana, where I know there was a previous adopter that's talked about adopting a couple times, getting another cat that's in Illinois. And what I would say to someone like that is the way to maximize your chances is to have a real solid plan about how to get here and to sort of I would present that. I would say, if I'm approved to adopt, I know that traveling to Connecticut won't be a problem because I can drive and stay overnight with my cousin in Ohio or, whatever the case is. Whatever it is that you got that is your plan for getting out here, I think that would help to influence it. At least that's my guess. Again, I'm not the one that does the processing, so I don't know. But it is a human being. It's not like a robot that does the application checking. So, I would just treat it like you're talking to a human being that you wanted to consider something. But yeah, exactly like Will says, have a well-planned pickup travel itinerary because these days traveling is not easy, and you may have to consider things too. Like it could be a big burden because I know we're in Connecticut, and I know that there may be ways to avoid actually meeting anybody or maybe needing to have a quarantine. I don't know if there are or are not. But I know that would be a consideration. It'd be something you'd have to factor in is, does the state I'm coming from have a quarantine rule when I go to Connecticut? Do I have to quarantine if I'm just picking up a kitten and not even going into any buildings or seeing any humans or, I don't know the answers to those questions, but you certainly would want to. So that's enough about that. I don't like to dwell on current events like that here because this is an escape from all of that, and I'd like to try to keep it that way as much as possible, of course. We don't live in a void, but boy, sometimes I wish we did. So, what else can I tell you that is more related to kittens? I can't think of a thing, actually. Sometimes I have a lot of things that I want to say that I've got all planned out, and sometimes I just think about it during the day. I'm like, oh, that'd be a nice thing to talk about during the live stream, during the close-up. And then by the time the close-up actually happens, I'm never able to remember any of that stuff. I got nothing. Silas, new mom cat. Yeah, so I mentioned it before, and there's no new news about the new mom cat, but the old news about the new mom cat is that we're still expecting a mom cat to come in on Saturday. You know what? You did remind me of something. I don't think I've mentioned this outside of the Discord chat, but it's going to be relevant, which is that new mom cat is expected on Saturday. There's one of two possible mom cats that are going to come to us. I don't know which one we're going to get, or even if they're both going to come. These things are never for sure until they happen. They sent us pictures. One of them is one of the pictures is a calico, and the other picture I couldn't really make out. It was either a sort of a gray and white tabby like custard, or I think it was a gray and white mom cat like that looks like Clyde, who's kind of got a white mustache and solid gray. But the picture wasn't good, so I couldn't tell. But we're not going to get both of them. No, we're just going to get one. So they're going to, if they both arrive, then Dawes has a foster lined up for the other one already, and they'll just choose which one goes to us and which one goes to them. And I told them we love all mom cats, but I've got a soft spot for calicos, so if it works out, that's probably what we'll get. We'll see. Anyway, that's the thing that I wanted to say that I don't think I've said before is that may end up canceling our mailbag on Saturday because that mom cat is expected to arrive on a transport at about 8 in the morning or 8:30 or something like that. And no, the black cat had its babies. Glimper, how do I say your name? I have no idea. The black mom cat had her babies, and so is not going to be on the transport after all. So she was just a little too pregnant, and we've had that happen to us quite a bit, which is why I say even if Dawes has a mom cat picked out for us, you shouldn't count your mom cats before they hatch, I guess. But like I said, one will be here on Saturday, and because they're coming in on a transport in the morning on Saturday, we may end up, probably will end up canceling mailbag. In fact, I would say it's almost a sure thing we'll cancel mailbag because I just thought of another factor too. Not only are we getting a new mom cat that morning, and I'll have to be up and out the door early and may not even be back in time. But DJ's gone the rest of this week, won't be back until late Friday night, and I'll probably be really interested in spending some of that time with her on Saturday once things are rolling. So does that mean the mailbag will be on Sunday, or does it mean we'll just skip a week? I don't know. But we'll find out. It is a jackalope. It was sent to us from Sage's Handmade. I think Sage's Handmade is on Etsy and Instagram with that name. It's handmade and like made by hand, not handmade like the Margaret Atwood story. And it's a jackalope for the Southwestern class. Isn't it so cute? And I love the little fuzzy ears, but the antlers are also so cute. It's adorable. And I'm surprised how much the kittens like it because it was a kick toy that was sent for Tilly, and I don't know if Tilly has gotten into it yet, but the kittens have all played with it quite a bit, and it's got a jingly ball in it and catnip, and it's just so cool. I see somebody playing under the door. What? Who do you think that is? I guess there's only a couple options. It's Cupie. Okay. What's going on there, Cupie? Will we take a Christmas photo shoot of the tiny? Yeah, probably. I try to get them involved in any photo shoots we do, and we're going to have to do a Christmas photo shoot real soon now for the annual Christmas card that we send out. So that'll happen. But first, a Halloween shoot, and like I said, I think it's going to be a joint. It'll be a Halloween shoot if I can get anybody to wear any costumes long enough to take a picture. We'll try. I always try. And then whether that happens or not, it's going to be sort of a 6-week update photo shoot for these kids because they haven't had any photos for a few weeks, and they grow so much every day. So my plan is to, after this close-up, start taking them to the room that I've set up for the photos and take some photos. But we'll see. We also don't like to count our photos before they hatch. Lots of hatching going on at the Academy. Calicos are the ones that I mean, you've definitely seen calicos. They're almost like a classic cat look, but they're the ones that have the orange, black, and white spots usually. And they're big patches, like Patches. If you think of a cat named Patches, that's a calico. And another thing about calicos is because of the crazy genetics, they are all girls. With can be a real rare genetic mutation that will give you one that's kind of a boy, but that's super 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 rare. It's just if you see a calico, it's a girl. And it means that the calicos carry the gene for the orange and the gene for the black, and they also carry the white, coloration gene as well, which I guess is different. It's not like there's an orange color gene and there's a black color gene, but the white gene is uh, like a modifier. So I don't know. Cat genetics is so complicated, and I know people really understand it well, but I'm not one of those. Some really cool stuff, though. Well, yeah, I don't, Hattie. Hattie might be a calico, but Hattie, from my recollection, was mostly white. But their mom, going way back, definitely absolute calico. Yeah, so I've never had a calico. I mean, we've had them as mom cats and kittens at the Kitten Academy, of course, but we've never had a cat ourselves that is a faculty member that is a calico. Um, but every calico that we've had in um, as a mom cat has just had the best personality. So I'm real excited if that happens. Again, well, I don't know if the calico will even turn up. Or if she does, if she'll be suitable for us. Maybe she'll turn out to not be pregnant. Who knows? Uh, uh, Williman Marshalk, where can you follow Bessie and Bebop? There's some great pictures, by the way, of Bessie and Bebop on our Discord. But there you go. Will, thank you. Will's got the link right there in the chat to Bessie and Bebop's Instagram, which I'm sure also has most, if not all, of the same photos that we see on our Discord. They're doing great. It's so nice to see the updates on them. Oh, speaking of updates, I don't know if this got posted anywhere else, but Tinker and Artie's adopter, is that right? Artie's adopter. It is the one that's Tinker, right? I can't. My brain is. I haven't had my appropriate coffee this morning. Oh yeah, Teacup is a perfect calico. Yes, Taylor. Thank you. I don't know why I'm saying Tinker. Taylor, thank you. Everybody, okay, everybody's got that answer, and this is a couple seconds delayed, but okay, Taylor. Ooh, brain, turn on. So Taylor and Artie's adopter sent me some photos on my phone, which I don't know if they went to Discord or on their like Instagram or whatever else they have, of how she had bought them a stroller, and they had them out in a stroller together, and it is the cutest thing. It's not just cute to see kittens in a stroller, which is certainly cute, but I'll tell you the thing I like the best about it was just seeing how Taylor and Artie are such good friends that they can be in this little enclosed stroller together, and they're fine with it. They're just more interested in what's going on than they are in like fighting each other or whatever else they might do. They get along so well, and it just warms my heart to see that. So just speaking of recent graduates, I think that's really cool. It made me want to get one of those strollers, but it's starting to get cold out, and I thought, just something I got to remember to think about next year because it's so cool. Yeah, Teacup makes a great example of what I'm talking about because Teacup is a calico and Teacup had a wonderful personality, and that's sort of my impression of calicos. So we'll see. Again, we don't like to count our mom cats before they hatch, but I sure wouldn't mind getting another calico. See if they're all just that sweet. Yeah, Steph, that's a good question about their eye colors. That's another thing I hope to get a better idea of during the photo shoot. But I was just noticing that Clyde and Morgan, their eyes are a lot more gray right now than blue. I don't know. Look at that. It almost matches his fur. You see that? And maybe there's a little bit of green in it. The camera will help turn that out, I think. It's probably a little bit green, but they look so gray. My guess is that they got the gray from the green, I mean, from their mom that's in there, but it's just a little hard to see. They're probably because they're transitioning from blue to green, they go through a gray phase, or maybe because their fur just sort of picks up the color of the fur a little bit, or maybe it's just plain old green, and this camera is not the best to see it, neither are my eyes. This is Morgie. Morgie's got the same color going on. You see that, where it's a lot more gray than blue. Morgie does not want to be held right now. She's like, come on, I was doing stuff. Being a little gray thundercloud with little gray eyes. So Clyde, Morgan, and then Brumby's buried under there somewhere, isn't she? She's right there. There she is. I think Brumby's might be more blue than gray right now, but I'm looking at them. They look more green to me. They look. I think they're kind of close to what the others are. Taylor, no. Tilly just ran in because she heard cats banging on the door, but it was her own cats wrestling on the other side of the door. That's Shire and Quartz over there. I really do need more coffee today. I was talking. I mentioned this on the Discord that yesterday my coffee machine was like, I need to be cleaned. And so I took it all apart and put all the parts in the dishwasher, and then I didn't start the dishwasher. So when I got up this morning, there was no coffee maker to be had. And I did break out the emergency French press, but I haven't had enough yet. I'm still not quite there. Anyway, if we're checking eyes, then Quartzy here, little quarter pony, or I've been calling her corner pony since she's been finding all the corners to pee in. Corner pee. She's definitely got blue eyes, and I think they're just going to stay that way. My camera's not going to focus on her. Come on, there we go. Look how blue they are. So I think she's going to have blue eyes for good. And I know it's always a question of when you have a cat that's mostly white like this. I've been told for years now, I've been told that they have a tendency to be deaf. And I've never experienced that myself or had any reason to believe it. But I'm keeping an eye on that with her. And the only real reason that I'm keeping an eye on it with her is because yesterday I was vacuuming and she ran right up to the vacuum cleaner, and I thought that was unusual. But that's just one data point. I don't think that's enough to base any sort of a presumption on. And kittens at this age are really good at ignoring you anyway, so it's just so hard to tell. Hey, Shire, whoa, Shire, oh, wow, they are really zooming. Well, so Sherry says, like drop a big book behind her and see if she reacts. First off, I don't like scaring cats or kittens, but that's not the real problem. There is that's not a good test. Dropping a saucepan, like those kinds of things are not good tests, even if they weren't, scaring the kitten unintentionally or intentionally, I guess. They're also not good tests because they make a big, they bounce the floor. They make a big, what do you call it? Like the air pressure. Like, you could feel that. You could definitely feel that even if you couldn't hear it. You would still know that somebody dropped a saucepan or dropped a big book or something those aren't good tests to tell if they can hear or not. It's really hard to come up with a test that is good that wouldn't have some other subtle way of giving it away or not. Which I think goes to the point that even if a kitten were deaf, it wouldn't really matter, would it? If it's so hard to tell whether they are or not, then obviously it doesn't have a big impact on their life, does it? But I don't think she is. I should make that really clear. It's just something I was thinking about, and I started talking about it. I really don't believe that she is. But I do believe that she's crazy because she ran right up to the vacuum cleaner yesterday. That's what I think it means. I don't think it means she's deaf. I think it means she's just a bold, crazy little independent kitty who doesn't care about any vacuum cleaners. opened the cat run for Tilly. You see the doors propped open, but she's not interested in going out because it's cold and wet and rainy. It's very cold and wet and rainy. I didn't think she would go out. QP's thinking about it. She, like I said, she's so independent and bold. Oh, all right. The wet rain is scarier than a vacuum cleaner. Now we know. Yeah, True North. I think you're right. I think again, I don't have any reason to think that she can't hear. I do think she can hear. I think she's just crazy. Well, the good news about this class is that none of them are really afraid of the vacuum. They're a little trepidatious. You know, when I come in the room with the vacuum, you can see that they get a little tense and nervous. But they're not like some kids that would just run and hide, instantly run and hide. They don't do that, which is cool. And I think some of that's because of their mom, and I think some of it's because we're slowly, we've been acclimating them to it for quite a while now. But their mom has been giving them a good lesson too, where when I come in with the vacuum, she doesn't have a big scared reaction, and I think that does a lot to teach them. Plus, they're just great, bold, healthy, happy kittens, and that I think also matters. So that's nice, and I've been trying to vacuum around them a little bit more now, so that they can get even more used to it, and I think they will. It was just strange to me yesterday when everybody else was a little bit trepidatious, and QP just ran right up to the vacuum. It was something. It really struck me. She is a bold little tiny kitten. They really are just an amazing family. All five of them are unique and have great personalities and have been super crazy healthy. And I'm excited to have them go to their first vet visit today and see what the vet thinks. Their mom has been such a great influence on them too. I can't say enough about how Tilly is so special. I mean, you guys have seen it though, that this class has just been the exception to every rule. Like they got to come out of their room earlier than anybody else and more often than anybody else. Tilly got to come out more often than early. She got to come out and hang out with the faculty when she had newborn kittens. Like we never do that because mom cats with newborn kittens are usually very intense, even the ones that otherwise get along. When they got the newborns, they are like, no way. I don't want to see any other cats in the neighborhood of my brand new kittens. And Tilly's just like, would you please come in and take care of my kids? So, yeah, she's just a spectacular cat. She's also, speaking of Tilly, she has started to, yeah, you're right. She even came out and went around while she was pregnant, which is another thing that I don't think we've ever done. I don't think we've ever let a pregnant mom cat hang out with the faculty. Oh, oh, she's growling about a spring. Did you hear that? Let's see if she does. Well, I was making too many squeaks on the floor to hear that growl while she was running, but it was cute. Anyway, I was right in the middle saying that Tilly now I can pick her up and hold her like a baby, like I do with Loganberry. And I can't do it while I'm filming, of course, because it takes two hands. But I can pick her up and hold her like a baby and pet her, and she purrs and snuggles up. And it's just so sweet. It took a little while to get that far. And she'll still, if I stop petting her for 1 second, then she'll be like, okay, now I need to be put down. But as long as I'm petting her and holding her like a baby, she's fine. She's like, yeah, just keep going. That's fine. So sweet. And I think I was talking about this yesterday But I would really like to put the secret agent suit on her for a while so that she stops producing any milk because she's gotten really, really, really skinny. It's hard to tell with all of her floof, but I can feel like all of her ribs and her little bones, and she's just given everything to her kittens, you know. And they don't need to nurse anymore. So I think if we cut them off for a week or two, like we did with Bebop, then she'll be able to start keeping those calories for herself. And then we can take the suit off and they can continue to comfort nurse. And I'm sure they will, just like Bebop's kids did. And that was fine too. So that's almost certainly what we'll do. Yeah, I'm going to run it past the doc, but I'm sure the doc's just going to be like, yeah, of course that's fine. Why would it be a problem? But that's one of the things that we're going to talk to the doc about today. And the other, of course, is her BNP, which was high. And I'm not a doctor, but I'm told by people who are doctors that the BNP is a measure of certain proteins in your blood that just means you might, it might be like an early indicator of heart disease. So we need to look into that in more detail for her. That's one of the reasons that I think she's a little bit of an older mom. That plus how just chill and relaxed she is, and her teeth also tell me that she might be a little bit of an older mom. Oh, she's not going to let me show you right now. But I do. I think like most mom cats were like they're a year old or they're 2 years old. I'd put her probably at like 5. And if you told me she was older than 5, I wouldn't be surprised by that either. So it's hard to say for sure, of course. So yeah, but for the BNP, we just got to check on it. That's all. And I think if the vet was talking before, I think our vet was saying that the next step is to get her an ultrasound of her heart, which the vet does not do. She has a specialist that she calls in to do that. So we'd have to set up a special appointment for that, which I think that's probably what we'll do, and that's probably we'll get that set up today. Anyway. Oh, Maggie's hissing at kittens and Tilly wants to go check it out, but she missed the Maggie's over here. Maggie, you shouldn't hiss at kittens. You're just going to get yourself in trouble. There's Tilly over there at the door. Here's Maggie here looking agitated at the kittens. Anyway. I think Tilly's perfectly healthy. I think the BNP numbers, I don't know how often they can be misleading, but I'm sure there's nothing serious going on with her. So anyway, I was just about to wrap it up and say thank you guys so much for tuning in to the close-up this morning. And if you want to keep watching these kittens, all you have to do is look for the Kitten Academy live stream here on YouTube. It runs 24 hours a day. You can watch these kittens almost 24 hours a day. Of course, there's a rare exception this afternoon. They are all going to the vet together around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And during that time, I'm not sure what's going to be on the stream. Maybe I'll just leave the cameras on and the doors open and we'll see if any faculty wander through. But it won't be for long. It just takes us a little while to get down there and back. They'll just be out for a couple hours. If you can't see anything on the stream, you can always rewind or fast forward, or if you've had it on all day and already seen everything, you can go look at some of our older videos, especially our list of produced videos. Those are now the video bits too. Those are kind of like the highlights and the good stuff. And there's playlists for both of those on our YouTube channel. So look for either the video bits or the produced videos, and you can definitely keep yourself entertained for a couple hours that way. That's about it, guys. I will see all of you for another close-up tomorrow. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Don't worry, Grumble. We didn't see any of that.